Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Hasan, AU Legend, Green here, and I want to share my Father's Day story with you guys to testify and to let you know what God can and what He's able to do and what He did for me. I'm 22 now. I grew up without my father. My father had 6 kids. He wasn't dead. He was alive. He was just dead to us. I grew up, like I said, without my father, just my mom. But it was always something in me that wanted to know my father. No matter what anybody else said, the negativity, society teaches us, to hate the deadbeat dads, or to hate them, to not accept them. They wasn't there for you. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. They didn't provide. They wasn't in your life. But there was always something in me that wanted to know my father. I wanted to know, what characteristics did I get from him? What's in him that's a part of me? Even my mom would say negative things about him, and I didn't even know him yet, but I would be mad. I was never turned against my father. I always wanted to know him. And as a child, I would feel so empty. I felt so empty. Why doesn't he ever call me? How could you have a child and not even care where he is? You don't even know when my birthday is. Christmas comes and here I am singing in the church. I'm, doing good things and everybody's proud of me, everybody but my dad. So there was an emptiness, there was a void in me that I always wanted to know him. So I got to meet my dad in 2001. This was right after I came back from his showtime at the Apollo. And we went to Six Flags together, and I was so excited. But then he disappeared again, and we would write letters back and forth, and we kept in touch. And then his dad died in 2006, and so he had to come back home. And the day he came back for the funeral, I was on him like white on rice. I followed him everywhere he went, and I was just so excited to see him. And as a child, there was 2 things I always prayed for, and that was to record my own music so that the world could hear it, and to have a relationship with my father. And just about everything I've ever prayed to God for, He's granted that request, and He's honored the desires of my heart. And so I got my dad came back in 2006, and our relationship was rekindled. Well, not rekindled, but our relationship came to life. And I can honestly testify that what seemed impossible and what man said shouldn't be or what couldn't be, God made it possible. And so I just want to encourage everybody that don't have a relationship with your father, those that want to have one with your father, trust God to do it. God can do it if you seek Him. And God told me that I can restore if you forgive. But you got to forgive. Stop trying to punish your father for not being in your life. He wasn't there. Get over it and move on. You can't live in the past and expect to move on. There's nothing you can do about what didn't happen. You got to forgive so that you can move on. How can you expect God to forgive you, yet you can't forgive your father for being absent in your life? It is what it is. We have to love them for who they are, and not for who we want them to be, or not who we think they should have been. I just realized some men just don't know how to be fathers. Some men don't know how to be responsible. And although it's their job to be that, sometimes it'll take you to be that bigger person. I reached out to my father because I needed him. I reached out to him because it was something in him that I needed. But not only that, he needed something from me. My dad now looks up to me. He calls me now where he didn't used to call. Now he calls. I can't stop him from calling. If I go visit him, he doesn't want me to leave. And this year was the first year my dad ever called me and told me happy birthday. That made me so excited. So now my life is complete, and I thank God for restoring that relationship and for giving me that relationship with my father. My father is now like my best friend. I can spend time with him. We sing together, and it's just an awesome thing. So I just want to encourage you: don't hate your father. Stop trying to punish him for not being there, but forgive him. Let this Father's Day be a different Father's Day for you. Reach out to him. Love him with the love of God. Teach him how to love. And I find it true that people that haven't been shown love, oftentimes they won't know how to show it. So show your father the love that you missed out on. Show him the love that you desire from him. God can do it. Listen to me. God can restore. God can bring life to that dead situation where you didn't have a relationship. And no two people relationship are the same. You know, my dad is not like a father to me. He's more like my brother. But I praise God for that relationship, that we even have one, period. Would I change my childhood and put my dad in it? No, I wouldn't change it. I didn't miss out. I didn't lack anything. And when, as far as, you know, being taken care of, and when my dad got into my life, he always apologizes to me for neglecting me and for saying that I wasn't his. And you know how men go through that stage. But I told Dad, it's not about then. We can't change then, but I'm concerned about now, where we start now. Let's build now. Let's build a relationship now. And like I said, he looks up to me. He goes to sleep every night with my CD playing. Every night. And if he get to feeling good, he'll call me and he sings my whole album to me on the phone. And I just find that so inspiring. You know, that God placed him in my life and me in his at the right time. Everything happens in its respective place. Everything is ordained and ordered by God. God placed him in my life when I needed him the most. And likewise for me, the word that God has placed in me, my dad needs. He needs to see that light of Jesus Christ that he hasn't seen. So it may not be your parent, you know, that has to make the first step. It may be you that has to make the first step. But my encouragement to you is to don't hate your dad for not being there. Start now. While today is still today, start now. You can change your situation. God can help you. God can restore if you will forgive. But you got to forgive. You got to let go of the hurt. Yes, your father should have been there. My daddy should have been there. There were some things I needed from him to teach me that he wasn't there to do, that I had to learn on my own, pick up from other family members. But like I said, I didn't lack for anything. My family made sure I was taken care of. So I told him that I didn't need you to be a provider. You know, that was fine. I needed you for something else. There was something in you that I needed. But like I said, God brought him at the rightful time. I now have a relationship with my father. I'm so happy with it. I'm so excited. And I thank God for doing it for me. And just know that if he did it for me, he can do it for you. So be encouraged this Father's Day. Go find your father. Call him. Some of us are so angry and we're so bitter. It's not bothering them. It's killing you more than it is them. You can't move forward because you won't let go of the hurt. You won't let go of him neglecting you. But God can restore if you'll forgive. God can bring life to your dead situation. So happy Father's Day to my father, Mr. Willie Frank Philpott Jr. I love you, Daddy. I know you probably won't see this video, but happy Father's Day to all the other fathers. And God bless you, and forgive.